Hello, welcome, namaste. My name is Katie and I'll be your guide today in this short mini series. Today's theme will be working on stretching and opening the hamstrings, and it will be taught in a hatha style. We'll be holding several of the poses for about 3 breaths, and that will give you time to feel into the pose, modify any alignment, and really work in a pose that works best for your container. If you have any props that make your practice more easeful, please have them handy. I like to use my blocks. And we will begin. We're going to start in tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Tucking our navel ever slow towards our bottom ribs, truly getting that flat back. Lengthening our crown towards the front of the mat. We're just going to take it into a few simple cat-cows. So with your next inhale, our belly drops, our tailbone will flip, heart and crown shine forward. Exhale, press the ground away, hands and knees go opposite of each other, rounding in the shoulders. Think Halloween cat. Inhale, coming into cow once more, belly drops, crown lengthens towards the back of the mat. Exhale, we'll find that cat once more, rounding in that back. Take a couple more with your breath, adding in any organic movement that feels great for you. When you're ready and you've lubricated your spine, we'll come into that neutral table once more. We're going to work on some bird dog crunches today. So option here to keep your hands planted, and we'll crunch in just with our knees. Second option will be to pull and stretch opposite hands and legs. When you're ready, we'll extend out our right leg behind us towards the back of the mat. Stay here with hands planted, or inhale to pull and stretch left arm in front of you. We're going to do 3 crunches each side. Big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, get that cat in your back, rounding in, touching elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch in. Last one, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch in. Placing our hands and knees back down. Maybe do a round of cat-cow, whatever you see fit to reset the spine. And when you're ready, we'll exhale our left leg behind us. I'll demonstrate the modification. Inhale to pull and stretch. Exhale, crunch in, knee to nose. Inhale, pull and stretch. Exhale, crunch in, knee to nose. Last one, pull and stretch. Exhale, crunch in. Come back into that table, reset your spine, maybe some hip circles. We'll get ready to come into our first downward facing dog. Take our hands, one big handprint in front of us. Everything is still hip distance apart. We'll curl our toes, lift our knees, press up and back with our hips, coming into downward facing dog, that upside down V. Generous bend in your knees here. Really feeling what it feels like to press the ground down and away. Chin out of chest, ears by biceps. Maybe if you'd like, start to pedal out your downward facing dog. Lengthening one heel, then the other towards the ground. Steady your downward facing dog here. Knees can be bent and knees can be on the mat. Yogi's choice. Look at the space in between your hands. Travel to the top of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, we'll lengthen. Get a flat back. Sending our sits bones towards the back of the mat. Collarbone shines towards the front of the mat. Exhale, we'll fold. Uttanasana. Sending sits bones up and down. Up and towards the ceiling. can be bent here, and bend them as deeply as you want, and straighten them as much as you like. Inhale, we'll halfway lift once more. Exhale, we'll fold once more. Soften the knees. Inhale, root to rise, all the way to standing, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands Anjali Mudra to heart center. Big inhale, arms lift once more. We'll take that forward fold once more. Inhale, halfway lift. Step on back to that downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes straight back towards the back of the mat. Bend at the knee. Think about those bird dog crunches as you draw your knee towards your nose, pulling it on through your hand, both your hands. Wiggling your heel back so it's vertical. We'll pull everything into the midline, and inhale, we'll rise up for crescent lunge. Option to keep your knees down, it's great here. And arm placement is your choice as well. Perhaps you'd like to keep them down at your hips or at heart center. From a place of length, we'll breathe in. Exhale, we'll frame our front foot once more. Looking back at our back leg, we'll drop our heel so we have that heel to heel alignment. Toes facing 45 degrees towards the front of the mat. Front foot is facing towards the front of the mat. Inhale, we'll 90-degree bend our right knee, tracking that knee towards the outside edge of our ankle. Now we're in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Last round of breaths here. Exhale, take your hands to your hips or interlace your hands behind you, drawing shoulder blades down and back along your spine. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, we'll fold into Humble Warrior. Right shoulder inside of right knee, or option here to take downward facing dog hands. So top half of your body's in downward facing dog. Lower half is still in that Warrior One. Your choice. Last breaths here. Drop your hands. Everyone take a moment to gather your blocks alongside your ankle. Pull everything into the midline. Inhale, rise once more, Warrior One. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Wrapping ribs towards that extended leg. Inhale, we'll lengthen. Exhale, we'll fold for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Using our blocks to bring the ground up towards us. Inhale for that half lift. Exhale, maybe we'll fold a little deeper. Stamping down in that right toe, protecting your hamstring. Trying to pull that left hip towards the back of the mat. One more round of breaths here. Placing blocks out of the way, we'll rebend that front leg, popping up on that back heel, wiggling it back. We'll drop our left knee, coming into a low lunge. Modify your footing where you find comfortable. Pulling everything into the midline. Inhale, we'll rise for Anjaneyasana. Hips go forward, torso goes back. And play around with your arm placement here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we'll fold once more. Retrieving our block friends down by our ankles. We'll stretch and extend our front leg. Right toes curl towards our right shin. Inhale, we'll halfway lift. Exhale, we'll fold. Knees are over, hip is over left knee. Breathing down the back of that right leg. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw. With our inhale, we'll come up, rebend that front knee, placing our blocks out of the way but within reach, popping up on that back toe, front foot meets back foot, and we'll step on back in the downward facing dog. Noticing any sensation, any differences between the right and the left side. And coming to that awareness without judgment, with just that awareness. Inhale, left will come up, bend at that left knee, drawing that knee towards your nose, pull it on through. Take a step if you need. Wiggle that back heel so it's vertical, drawing everything into the midline. Inhale, we'll rise up for that crescent lunge. Last inhale here. Exhale, frame front foot. Drop that back heel, heel to heel alignment. Gather yourself. Inhale, rise once more. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Wrapping front ribs towards the front of the mat. Our front knee is bent but tracking towards the outside edge of our ankle. Hands can come down hips or interlace our hands, preparing for that humble warrior. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Left shoulder inside of left knee, or take those downward facing dog arms. Yogi's choice. Last round of breaths here. Release our arms if they were interlaced, placing the block once more by our ankles. Inhale, we'll rise, warrior one. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Using the blocks on any level. Inhale, lengthen for that flat back. Exhale, fold. Pulling that left hip towards the back of the mat. Stamping down left big toe. Lengthening collarbone towards the front of the mat. Last round of breaths here. Rebend that front knee, placing our blocks out of the way, popping up on that back heel, wiggling it and dropping that knee, coming in to the low lunge stance. When you're ready, inhale up, Anjaneyasana. Big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Using our blocks once more by our ankles, we'll straighten and extend that left leg. Hips over right knee now, and flexing our toes. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. And just go where you're gonna go. Remember, we're all here for a shared sensation and not necessarily a shared shape. This is your practice in your beautiful body. Make sure that we are listening to it. Last round of breaths here. Block friends out of the way, rebend that front knee. Frame that front foot, pop up off that knee in the back. Stepping on back, meeting in downward facing dog. Last one of the practice. Dropping to tabletop and finding your way back to a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to slowly lower yourself down, onto the mat. We'll take our final pose, Shavasana. This last pose, we will remain still in total relaxation, allowing our short practice to fully integrate. I invite you to soften your gaze or close down your eyes, feeling the ground beneath you. Commit to stillness and know that I'll be here to guide you out when we are ready. Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back to this space. Start with small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe take an intentional swallow and bring yourself a smile. Till those small movements turn into a larger one, and perhaps you take a big stretch. When you're ready, roll to whichever side you're comfortable. Let your heart settle there for a moment. And in your own time, push yourself back to a comfortable seat as we close this short practice. I want to thank you for allowing me to be your guide today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you have peace. Namaste. Thank you.